Hello everyone, welcome to my video. I've actually had a special request in one of my comments to one of my videos, and the request has been to make a video on lesbianism. So this video is actually on my personal experience on the topic, and I'll look at it from different perspectives. So as a child, when I grew up in England, if people were homosexual, they were looked down upon when I was a child. And as I've grown older, as an adult, I would say I'm surrounded more by people in society that are homosexual than straight. And I say that in both terms, people that have actually come out as being gay, but also people who carry on living in a family unit, but maybe gay behind the scenes, in the closet, so to speak. So I'd start from the preface that, growing up, a normal family unit was seen as a husband, a wife, male, female, who have children. That seemed like the perfect family that everyone was aiming for and expected to be in. And I think as an adult, having gone through some life experience, I've noticed that people have had problems with marriage. We live in a time when there's a lot of divorce. And I think that's because people have realized that this so-called perfect family unit is not working. And I think as far as women are concerned, there may be some resentment because men don't often treat women very well, or they cheat on them. And I think as far as men are concerned, it may be more of an issue that their associations have mostly been men, and that's what they can relate to. And I think that is an aspect of it, that although genetically it's a man and a woman that make a baby, another human being, on the emotional side, I think we have to look at how people are nurtured, what's our environment been like. So if you've grown up in a family perhaps of the same sex, you will relate more to that sex. Also, it can have the opposite effect as well, that perhaps a girl who's been raised with a lot of brothers becomes a tomboy, you know. So, it all depends, I think, on your background. And generally, like in England, we still have boys and girls schools. So these are schools where the whole school is just boys or the whole school is just girls. And I think in that type of environment, you're going to get people that come out homosexual because these are the people they've been around, these are the people they relate to in every aspect of their lives. And perhaps these are the people that have supported each other, regardless of sex. And I do think that although sex is it's a physical act, there is emotion involved. And sometimes, friendships get so close that you may be closer to your friends than somebody you have sex with. And this is how I think the lines have become blurred. From a spiritual perspective, from my research, it's shown that homosexuality has been normalized in our modern era, and it's a 3D concept. And it's been normalized so that people think that, it's just a different form that should be accepted. And again, I think it's an individual thing. Some people are okay with it, and some people are uncomfortable with it. And I think it all depends on your perspective. If you're traditional, you're going to feel uncomfortable with it because men and women are supposed to have sex with each other traditionally and have a baby. But if you're modern, if you like to think diversely, and anything goes, and you want freedom to be yourself, then I think people will go for other options. And I think it's sort of not a for or against thing. I think it's something that builds throughout our lives. Again, it's got to do with our experiences, perhaps experiences that haven't worked out, and so people try something else. But I think, you have to sort of decide for yourself what you feel is best for you. This doesn't mean that all traditional people are good and all homosexual people aren't. That's not what this means. What it means is that I think you have to look at, the reason why we're here on Earth, how life is formed, and how life can be successful. And everybody has different experiences, different outlooks, and people experiment and try different things. But I do find the one disturbing thing is when people are abused, sort of behind the scenes, behind perhaps a family unit. The man might have a gay relationship, but the wife thinks that he loves her. But also child abuse as well. There's a lot of child abuse that goes on. And I think because these issues are hidden, there must be something wrong there, because if they were okay, it'd be out in the open. So, when you look at, the horrendous things that children have to go through today, it's nothing like, days when I grew up, when children were free to play outside, free to be themselves. And I guess my parents were very good to protect me as well, But these days, everything is done. I think even more is done for children. But still we have this issue, this increasing issue of child abuse. And, I do think it's been dealt with. It's been sorted out. But I think these kinds of experiences also in your childhood affect you as an adult. And this is why people make different choices, when they grow older. And just as a side point, I'd just like to say that it's a bit annoying to me how in job applications, they ask for your sexuality, and I don't really understand why, because a person's sexuality has nothing to do with their performance on a job. And, it's disturbing to me how sex seems to rule everything, every aspect of our lives. There's some sort of sexual message, or, some discussion or background assumptions about that topic. And it would be nice just to be able to have a conversation with someone without that being, in the background. It's on somebody's mind. Or some sort of assessment in regards to that topic. And I think that's quite a challenging thing these days to come across. Very rare. And so I think it's all very individual, and it's all based on a person's life experience, and the right and wrong is up to that person, nobody else, because you can't really base your life on other people's opinions. Whether they agree or disagree, you should do what you feel is right for you. I think as a focal point, we've all sort of grown up with the main idea that we all come from a mother, a female mother and a male father. And that's why we're here today, and we take it from there. So, if that's something you feel that can work for you, great. And if you feel that you've got closer friendships with people of the same sex, and it's quite common for that to happen both for men and women, so people might tend to feel closer to people who are supportive of them on an emotional level. And then again, we also have the category of people who like to be single, to just, enjoy their own company and freedom from expectations, judgments, and being told how they should behave, or trying to gain people's approval. There is a freedom in that as well when you're on your own. So again, I've made this video because it was a special request, but those are my thoughts on it.
And as a final note, I think you have to ask yourself, is this experience worth it? Or could it be an experience I will have to survive if it doesn't work out? And do I want to put myself through this and make this part of my memory bank of life experiences? And I think when people look back on experiences they've had that haven't worked out, it would have been so nice had they thought about things before going into them if the experience didn't work out, because if it doesn't work out, it will be something you'll have to survive, get through, and it will be something that you may look back on in the future and think, that was a bad experience and I would have rather had not had it. So, it's always good to have some forethought in every choice we make, and carefully think about what we want for our future. All right.
I just wanted to add in another point, and this is just my personal opinion. I think sometimes if we've grown up in societies that don't accept us, or where we've seen things that we don't think they'll work for us, or we feel like people are making life hard for us, being overly strict. I think also homosexuality may be a form of rebellion in a society that may expect conformity. So if things are always the same, people want change, and they may not even be fully aware of all the aspects of homosexuality, but they want to give it a go because it's different. It's something that perhaps their parents wouldn't agree with, and it's a form of rebellion. It's a form of you saying, I'll do whatever I want to do. So that doesn't necessarily mean it is what you want to do, but it's something that will give you back your power to try something different than those people who are trying to overpower you and make you do what they want you to do. So I think that's also an aspect of it as well. And another issue is that society, people sometimes live in a society where they're worried about what people will think, and they try to behave according to, again, social conformity, acceptance in the community. And in the modern day, young people, they want to branch out, they want to mix in, with the world of values, and not just values of their own community. And they want to try different things, and it can be a form of independence as well. So there's many aspects to the topic, and just curiosity as well. People just want to see what something else would be like, try it out. And again, I think whatever you decide to do, you should be pressured into doing it by your friends. Should be something you want to do, um, and do feel that you can always say it's not for me. And don't worry about what your friends think, because if they can't accept you for your decisions, then they're not really your friends. Okay, have a lovely day.